Hey, what's up, guys? It's Alexei Borov. This is going to be a deck profile for my Dark Heart deck. And the whole idea of this deck is it's themed to be like almost an old school dark type deck. I had some influences from the animated series. Oh, that's my phone. From the animated series characters, Pegasus, Merrick, with their whole like evil, like manipulative type decks. So a list of the cards is 2,000 Eyes Idol, 3 Lava Golem, 3 Breaker the Magical Warrior, 3 Gravekeeper's Guard, 3 Spirit Reaper, and 3 Relinquished. Then we have 1 Regeki, 2 Black Illusion Ritual, 3 Black Illusion Ritual, 2 Advanced Ritual Art, 3 Prohibition, 2 Vengeful Bog Spirit, 2 Yami, 3 Trap Hole, 3 Dark Renewal, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, and 3 Mirror Force. Now, what the cards do: Thousand Eyes Idol, he's a level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense spellcaster. You'll get into his usefulness later. We have 3 Lava Golem, which Lava Golem is pretty fun. If you don't know what it is, you should, and you should put it in every deck you play. What it does is you summon it to your opponent's side of the field by tributing 2 of their monsters, and it's a special summon, and they take 1,000 damage per turn. And it pretty much can't be stopped by any card except for cards that, for example, say you can't tribute monsters, or if they only have 1 monster, for example. If they have 2 like super YOLO Quasar Dragons, you could just boom, tribute it, gone forever. It's an amazing card. Breaker the Magical Warrior, what he does. Oh, there we go. Sorry. What Breaker the Magical Warrior does is when he's summoned, you put 1 counter on him. He gains 300 attack for each counter on him. You can remove 1 counter to blow up a spell or trap card on the field. So, pretty cool. Gravekeeper's Guard, he's 1,000 attack and 19 defense. Pretty good defense for level 4. When he's flipped, you can return 1 monster your opponent controls to their hand, which is real nice. Spirit Reaper, he's 300 attack, 200 defense. Cannot be destroyed by battle. If he directly attacks your opponent discards 1 card at random. But the only drawback to this is if he is targeted by a card effect, he's destroyed. Next is Relinquished, and Relinquished is amazing. If you don't know what it does, you should. There we go. If you don't know what it does is once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and equip it to this card. So you can only have 1 equipped to this card, by the way. So let's say your opponent has a Dark Magician on the field. You can activate Relinquished's effect, target that Dark Magician, and equip it to Relinquished, and he gets that card's original attack and defense. Now, if let's say your opponent were to attack this Relinquished while it had a Dark Magician equipped to it, he would take the battle damage that you take. You both take the battle damage, and the equip card is destroyed instead. And then if he has 1 monster, and next turn you can, hey, just absorb another monster. It's very fun. Regeki is pretty self-explanatory. Destroy all cards or monsters your opponent controls. That'd be amazing. Black Illusion Ritual is the ritual card used to summon Relinquished. Let's see. Tribute monsters from your hand. Choose 1 or more. So any monster you could distribute that you control are in your hand and summon Relinquished. Advanced Ritual Art this is actually the reason why I have particularly have Thousand Eyes Idol in the deck. If you have Relinquished in your hand, you could play Advanced Ritual Art, tribute Thousand Eyes Idol from your deck, and then summon Relinquished. So that's the reason I play Thousand Eyes Idol. Prohibition is a truly amazing card. It comes real handy when you actually know the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like its ins and outs, like what your opponent is playing, predict what they're going to do. For example, if you're going against a guy who is clearly playing a Quasar deck, activate Prohibition and just call Quasar, and he can never use Quasar. Let's say, one of the examples I did in the duel previous to this was Level Eater. My opponent got Level Eater into the graveyard, so I activated Prohibition on my turn, called Level Eater, and Level Eater can never be used. Now, it doesn't count if it's already on the field, but if it's not already on the field, whatever card name you call cannot be used, period. It's an amazing card. Vengeful Bog Spirit gives everything summoning sickness. Monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yami, all spellcasters, I believe it's spellcasters. Yeah, fiends and spellcasters increase attack and defense by 200, decrease the attack of all fairies by 200. So it's a boost to pretty much every monster you control by a little bit. It's pretty useful. Trap Hole. The reason I play Trap Hole is because almost every moderately good play in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Begins with a normal summon or involves a normal summon at some point in time, and it's nice to just have three of these. You could replace some of these with like a Solemn Warning, for example, or something like that. I'll get to this card in a second. Then it says Bottomless Trap Hole. Obviously, if your opponent summons a monster with 1500 or more attack, banish it. Destroy it and banish it, I should say. Mirror Force. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. And my favorite card in the deck, Dark Renewal. Now, this is a really underrated card, and it's amazing in a Spellcaster deck. I use it because Relinquished, Gravekeeper's Guard, Breaker, and Thousand Eyes Idol are spellcasters. But if you're playing a spellcaster deck, you physically need this card in your deck. What it does is when your opponent summons a monster, target that monster and a spellcaster you control. Or send both of them to the graveyard. This doesn't destroy, so it just sends stuff to the graveyard. Then special summon a dark spellcaster from your deck or graveyard. So for an example, if I have a face-up Thousand Eyes Idol, and he summons a monster, I'll activate Dark Renewal, send my Thousand Eyes Idol and his monster to the graveyard to summon any dark spellcaster from my deck or graveyard, I believe? Yeah, from my deck or graveyard. So I could summon a Relinquished from my graveyard, I could summon a Breaker from my deck, I could summon the card that I tributed right back. You could, if you have a Relinquished on the field, you could destroy the opponent's monster and your Relinquished, for example, and just get back the exact same Relinquished from your grave. It's an amazing card, Dark Renewal. Play it in the Spellcaster deck. Alright, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll see you guys later.